Well, let me show you how the people who are controlling the United States of America, the states and localities, are basically confusing you and actually lying to you, but in your face. And of course, they expect the vast amount of citizens to never really analyze what they saying. They expect the citizens and the nationals and the community that they live in not to challenge them and to just be conditioned by them. And this is the key. What they doing is conditioning you, and they expecting that you will get conditioned. And I hate to say this, but you are being conditioned and accepting erroneous information, erroneous data. And you actually are accepting that, not only accepting it, but defending it, and allow to be placed in public areas. Not only allow to be placed in public areas, but you are paying for it. So basically, you are paying for your own destruction. That is a beautiful strategy. So this is my own strategy. My own strategy is very simple. Is educate the people who actually are involved and leading, and to recondition the strong. The weak, I can care less. I can care less if you don't care. If you tell me that you don't care, to me you just don't exist. So I'm going to show the people who really care about their nation, and they really care about the future of humanity and the advancement of humanity, what needs to be fixed. Misio San Gabriel, Archangel, very important, because in Castilian it's no archangel, that is English. So what they doing is utilizing sound to anglonize it. So you have to understand that the idea is to confuse your senses, you condition reflexes from being part of one community, and to take that identity out and give you a new one. And the new one that they are assigning you now is English. So they bringing you away from the Iberian sounds into the English sounds or Anglo-Saxon sounds. So the correct name will be Misio San Gabriel. Solamente. Only Misio San Gabriel. So let's keep reading. Queen of the Missions, which brought Christianity and civilization to California at the time of the American Revolution. And then on the bottom, USA Bicentennial, 1776, 1976, California State Society, Daughters of the American Colonist. So now, let's break it apart into little sections. Queen of the Missions. Well, why queen? Why queen? There were 21 misiones, and none of them were made by any queen. Well, I'll tell you where the queen come around. Since World War II, the English have a queen. So they are trying to associate the sound queen with queen and country with queen. So the people who migrated from Ireland and Scotland, like Donald Trump and Mr. Joe Biden, and all these people, they actually see themselves as part of the United Kingdom, as an identity. They identify themselves as Irish and as Scotland's, and then they supplement it with American. That is why they fight so hard to condition you to the sound American. So the Queen of the Missions is just an attempt to make you believe there is a queen behind this. The reality, this mission was created by King Charles III, a Bourbon king, basically an Italian, born in the Peninsula Italica, or was king of the of some regions, is Spaniard, the Kingdom of Spain and Italy. Remember, the Spaniards are also Italians. So that is the reality. The king is the one who created this mission, and he say which brought Christianity and civilization to California. Well, that is erroneous completely. By the time the King Charles III and the Misioneros arrive at this specific point in California, what today we call California, almost 400 years have passed. So the native population already spoke Castilian, and they have total control of the land. They already had a civilization. When the Spaniards arrived, they wrote about the civilization they encounter, and not just one civilization, but many of them. As a matter of fact, that they utilize that to their advantage to give support to some of those civilized people against the other bands of tribes of civilized people. The Spaniards understood this. The Spaniards understood that they have a cohesive civilization like any other in front of them, and utilize same techniques they utilize in Europe, a modern weaponry, a modern advances in technologies like astrology and the ability of control animals and so on, and gunpowder, to convey to these people they understood they were civilized, to associate with them, to create something new. So when this plaque say Queen of the Missions, which brought Christianity and civilization to California, that is outright a lie. These people were civilized long before this mission was created. It's a matter of fact that when that mission was created, the local people, the local bands, the local chieftains accepted to be built. And the Spaniards were terrified of being attacked by the local population. So they actually show the local population their advancement in art. And art is what they use, what they utilize. They did not utilize gunpowder and just raw force. No, they utilize a different strategy, and a strategy of love to the people, to the local people, and love to the earth around. And that is exactly what they did. They show a photo or a painting of the Virgin Mary, and it looks like real to the local population. So the local population accepted that new technology, the new architecture. So these people, they arrived to this point to this geographical point that today we call San Gabriel did not brought Christianity or civilization. These people were already Christianized. They've been Christianized, and they are being learning the language, the Castilian language, and in general the Iberian languages, including Italian language, for the previous 400 years. So this plaque is just erroneous. So let's keep analyzing. At the time of the American Revolution, well, let's analyze that. Let's analyze what was happening at the time in 1776, 1775. Well, the United States of America was fighting for independence from England. And that is what they don't tell you here. They confuse you by telling you at the time of the American Revolution. And they know the following. Almost the entire population of the United States of America is conditioned to believe in a revolution, not an independence from England. And that is the key. They do not want you to celebrate July the 4th independence date from England. No, they just say July the 4th. So they omit the sound of we fought for independence against English colonialism and tyrannical strategies against the population, their own population, against the Irish, against the Scots, against the everyone in those islands. Because the reality is that the English oligarchs, the one that control the geography and the political and economical jurisdictions, are actually French. So they have to dominate this local population. So this is exactly what we happen here. What we happen here is the people right now governing right now as it is, are telling you or omitting you the reality. They are making you English, but don't suppress what really happened. That we were fighting a war for independence from England. We were not just fighting a revolution. No. We were fighting an independence war. That is the reality. So that American Revolution sound is just that to confuse you. We were fighting for independence. And this independence was from the King of the English. So, who were fighting in this war? Well, these people that build the Misio, because these people were the one actually the separation from England and the American continent. The people who actually founded the United States of America was these people, the people who were building the misiones, the people who were fighting the English in the Gulf of Mexico, in Pensacola, in Cuba, in the Bahamas, the people who were fighting in Boston. They were French and Spaniards. These people are the one who created the United States of America. Mr. Washington and the Continental Army will survive. It's a matter of fact that they never won a single battle until the so-called missionaries from who knows where start getting involved in supplying the Continental Army. They supply the Continental Army, and there is key people, they did it. Names like Marquess de Lafayette, names like Frederick van Zeppen, names like Bernardo Conde de Galvez, Julipiano Sierra, Cabeza de Vaca. They were Spaniards and French. King Louis XVI, King Charles III, they were fighting the English. And the English now are back. And the English know they can manipulate our senses and with the language, with the English language. And that is what is happening. When they tell you at the time of the American Revolution, what they're trying to say is that the American Revolution have nothing to do with these people, and that this mission was at the time. The reality is that these missiones around California, around Tucson, around the United States of America, back then Nueva España, all the way across the continent into Louisiana, Florida, Georgia, all the way across the world. Don't forget, there was a world war. They never call it in history a world war, but to me it's the very first one. We already have 3 world wars. Don't forget about Belize. Belize in the isthmus of the continent was to a colony. So were 14 English colonies at the time, plus the islands, some islands in the Caribbean. So was not yet 13 colonies. These people that created this mission, they were fighting all over the place. They were fighting around the world against the English, Louis XVI and Charles III, against the English oligarchy that was created by the French. So make no mistake about it. When they say at the time of the American Revolution, yes, it was at the time, but it should not read that way. It should read, these people created and supported the Continental Army and their struggle to be free, to become a United States of America. So let me show you how this plaque should read. Mission San Gabriel. This mission was possible by King Charles III, and it brought unity to the Kingdom of Spain and Nueva España in the American continent. They were responsible for victory over the English Empire and creating the United States of America, the land that we all love today. 1776, 1976. And it should be by the daughters, not of the American colonists, but the daughters of the American continent. This organization, the daughter of the American colonist, it should not be. These people were no colonists. These people brought to the American continent life itself. They advanced the native population from the Stone Age, from a civilization that was already created but antiquated, to a more modern civilization that today still exists, and today we struggle to maintain it. Well, analyze what I just said and go and visit the Mission San Gabriel and go there and read it for yourself. Read all these monuments and see what they actually tell you Read and analyze what they actually tell you. Do not just read and accept. Remember, you are not English. And the United States of America fought not a war of revolution, no, fought a war of independence from England. You are not a color. Do not allow these English people to color code you. Do not defend that you are a color, because you're not. Someone can actually laugh at you and they might not tell you anything, but in their mind they will say, oh, this idiot is calling himself white, or this idiot is calling himself black, or this idiot is calling himself Hispanical, and this idiot is defending Hispanicals and Latins and Latinx. So you guys up there on CNN, ABC, and all these places, and you start reading all this crap they put in front of you, make sure what you read isn't the benefit of the United States of America, not the benefit of an English king or a queen for the matter. And let's create a new state. We need to include everyone, and let's also expand. Let's include more states into the union, not just the territories that we have now, like Puerto Rico or Guam or the Americas, Samoas, or St. Croix, St. Thomas, or Midway, and all these islands. No, let's welcome the United States of Mexico and all the Mexicans stay. Let's unite the continent. It can be done, but it cannot be English. It must be for the people who racially belong to them, and that is the Mexicali, the Azteca, the Mayas, the Incas, the Navajos. We must promote them. Does not mean to destroy the Federation. The opposite. It means to make it stronger and defined. Well, it's been a long, how can I say, video. So I better just leave it like it is, and hopefully you understand what I'm talking about, and you will reflect on it, and not only reflect on it, but make sure that you act on it. Stop calling yourself colors and crap. Saludos.